just a span of 8 years. Because that's what we're talking about when we're talking about somebody like the last president.
Pelosi especially.
Pelosi's another one. I think it was over $100 million for Pelosi.
With that, why don't we finish this commercial? Why don't we finish this conversation after our last commercial break? You're listening to Paraversal Universe. We will be right back with our guest for the final segment.
You're listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk only on Paranormal Experience Radio. Broadcasting live out of Birmingham, Alabama.
Thank you for listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting out of Birmingham, Alabama. The time is 45 minutes after the hour.
Alrighty, we're back, everyone. This is Paraversal Universe, produced by WBHM Digital Broadcasting, also heard on WCET-FM, High Point Radio, and the Rift Radio Network. We're your hosts, Kevin and Jennifer Malik, and we're glad you are with us, as always. We now have the T-shirt of the logo for Lake Monstrosities for purchase. Half the proceeds will go to charity and the specific cause to help 8-year-old Daniel DeMisa, who suffers from Dravet syndrome and seizures on a regular basis. Lake Monstrosities is the largest social media group outlet dedicated to aquatic mysteries and wonders of all kinds. So look for those shirts there. It's a great group, great artwork, great shirt for a great cause. This segment is brought to you by the 5-star Reader Choice Award-winning epic fantasy trilogy Helm by Robert L. Malik. And back to the show. This is Paraversal Universe, and we are talking with conspiracy analysts and radio personalities Riscalla Stephen and Angel Strong from the Red Pill reality show on WCET-FM.
Thank you.
Yes. And so there is an announcement, right, regarding a new show, I believe.
Oh, yes. We're going to let the cat out of the bag.
Okay. Another exclusive, everyone.
Yes.
Kind of.
Wildcats.
Well, it's already been out of the bag, but on the show.
Go ahead, Angel.
Yes, I am going to fly solo and do show myself. It will be called Angel Strong. And I hope I get some Facebook friends. Please look me up on Facebook at Angel Strong. And if you're following Riscalla at Red Pill Reality or Kevin and Jennifer, please follow me because I follow them and I love listening and absorbing all their information. But it's going to be about tying the biblical and political arena together because that's my forte. I'm a biblical scholar and I see it through the prism of the political arena that we're watching today, because I think we're coming towards, I'm not going to say in the end time, but we're coming towards something that's about to happen. And that's what my show is going to be about.
And what about your experience with blood, DNA, and all of that? What is that?
My experience is that I studied, well, first of all, I did the genealogy through the biblical text, because that is what is so important. I mean, from beginning to end, who beget, from the Old to the New Testament. So then I started really, one of my brothers is a physician. He's a geneticist. I mean, he's got 8 boards as an MD, but one of them is in genetics. So we started to really understand and to find out what was the core of good versus evil. And as a matter of fact, I think it's Time Magazine this week has something about good versus evil. Is it genetic? Well, I've always known it's genetic. But the Bible tells us it's genetic. If you really pay attention to what it says, it is more about biology than it is even about spirituality. I mean, it's a blend of both. But there are some people that are born bad seeds. And it starts in the Garden of Eden, and Cain kills Abel. And then, if the biblical text was a fairy tale, by the 4th chapter, the good guy's dead and the bad one is living. So that's going to be part of what my show is about, too, of how these seed lines are fighting each other on a daily basis.
One question. Oh, no. Okay. One question I had written down that I wanted to ask you guys. How much time do we have? Not much. We have a few minutes. Just really quick, your views on ancient history and where we come from. Because when you look into a lot of this, you have to go, well, you eventually end up going way back, reading all the esoteric stuff in the writings and everything. Do you guys subscribe to evolution, or do you think there's more going on?
Go ahead, Angel.
Well, I don't believe in evolution, because I've actually engineered things and know that nothing can happen from nothing. And anybody that's ever studied biology knows that we don't have any semi-fossils, like no in-betweeners. They're called tweeners. Like there's no half this and half that are found in fossil remains. I do believe, though, that there's different types of people. I do believe that of course, we know that there was Neanderthal and Cro-Magnon, prehistoric type of men, but that's in the biblical text too. It's just not understood when it's read in the King's English or any other language. In Hebrew, it's very clear. There's certain letters, jots, and tittles that are taken out in the English because they thought they were superfluous. But when I read it, it's very clear that there's different types of human beings, but not like that I was primordial mud soup and then became a human and then into an ape. No. I mean, I have met people that will argue with me that they are from primordial mud soup, and after arguing with them for about 5 minutes, I start to agree with them.
Oh, boy. Oh, well. No, I think we were engineered. I think very clearly the evidence shows that we were engineered. We're the only species on this planet that is supposed to be the smartest species, and we're the only ones who have to pay to live here. We're definitely engineered.
Yes. Yes, I think somebody had said that the human being is the only being that's smart enough to build a building and then jump off of it.
Good gravy.
So, I mean, we are, and as technology is blowing up right now, we see in Riscalla, I know you and I have talked about this, I know Jennifer and Kevin have. Kids are coming out of the womb knowing how to use a cell phone within months. I mean, I'm not saying they can dial, but I'm saying they're staring at phosphate and phosphorus on the screens, and they know stuff. An 8-year-old knows more how to do technology than I do.
Not good.
Yeah, and I have a list here of almost 50 conspiracies I should add a couple more and just make it an even 50 conspiracy. There are so many that we haven't touched on. The artificial intelligence, the indoctrination of society and family, or the destruction of family, things that affect children, the things that are affecting the millennials. And here's a generation that has been given the least amount of moral instruction. And it's, it's kind of scary.
Can I tell you my biggest conspiracy real quick?
Sure.
Please?
Yes.
This is what I think that I'm going to really touch on. I hope you guys come on the show with me, all three of you. I think that there's no coincidence that in 1947, the Dead Sea Scrolls popped up. There was a few fragments, but the better ones in 1947. The same time the Roswell accident happened, and the same time that Israel was introduced to become a state in the late 1947, and then did become a state in 1948. Those three things that happened right at that time is no coincidence, and it's changed the whole, all of our history right then and there, because the Dead Sea Scrolls proved out the biblical text. Roswell, and I think I know a lot about that, and Israel becoming what it is today. So,
wow.
Yep, three significant events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we have 4 minutes left, so we should probably. Is there any final thoughts you guys have that you'd like to share with everybody?
Riscalla, do you want to tell our listeners where they could find you on air?
You can find the easiest way to find us. The Red Pill Reality Show has a page up on Facebook. Click on the Contact Us. It takes you directly to our server, and you can listen on the live streaming server. That's the easiest way. There's other way. You can go to latenightintthemidlands.com, and there's a chat room there as well. And you can tune in, click on the Listen Live, and you can listen there as well. But before I forget, and I think I mentioned this to Kevin, I'm not sure, but your name in Arabic, Kevin, would be King. So you're Kevin King.
Oh.
And in Hebrew.
Oh, really?
Hebrew, yes, it means king, ruler.
Cool.
That's pretty groovy. I mean, because, it can mean a lot of things. Or there's a lot of things that any word could potentially mean. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. In Arabic, it's Malik. Malik is a king.
Same exact wording in Hebrew.
That's cool.
Wow, that's really interesting.
So we feel honored. We feel honored that we've been with royalty.
Yes.
Like, we're both glad, and blessed to have you guys as friends and to have you on the network, to have you on our radio show tonight. So
Feelings are mutual, my dear. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And we appreciate it because it is so much fun. Because we really never run out of things to say. We just
go on and on and on. And we'll be on tomorrow night, 9 to midnight, from 9 p.m. to midnight Eastern Standard Time.
Yes. And I also forgot to mention that you fill in for Michael Vera on Late Night in the Midlands, too.
I do occasionally. When something comes up, I try to fill in for him. And he's on from 9 to midnight, Monday through Friday.
Right. Okay. So we'd like to thank Riscalla Stephen and Angel Strong for being such wonderful guests.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Catch your show over at WCET-FM. Next Friday, we're going to have parasociologist David Keelman on, and we're going to be talking about Dogman.
Cool.
So don't miss that.
Wow.
Feel free to support any of the networks mentioned here tonight, as well as the Northern Wisconsin Paranormal Society Limited 501c3 nonprofit organization by donating. It's folks like you who ensure that these excellent organizations and networks will be here tomorrow. To the believer, the evidence is overwhelming.
And to the skeptic, there will never be enough.
Thank you. God bless you. Everyone have a wonderful night and a wonderful weekend, and we will see you here next time.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
love you guys.
Love you back.
You are listening to WBHM. Digital Broadcasting.